Good morning, everyone. My name is Desmond, and I'm the author of The Black Carpenter's Guide. And today I'm honored to bring to you one of the black contractors of the past. His name was Horace King. He was born a slave, and he ended up not only designing bridges, but building them along with homes and other government buildings and projects, which also ties into my next book title, which is called The Black Contractor's Guide. So without further ado, let's hop in and find out who this man was. Okay, Horace King was born a slave on September 8th, 1807 in the Chesterfield district, South Carolina, and was a successful bridge architect and builder in West Georgia, northern Alabama, and northeast Georgia from the 1830s to the 1870s. So this man was building and designing bridges more than a century ago. So let that sink in about the things we can accomplish today. King worked for his master, John Goodwin, who owned a successful construction business. Although King was enslaved, Goodwin treated him as a valued employee and eventually gave him considerable influence over his construction business. Horace King supervised many of Goodwin's business activities, including the management of construction sites. So basically, uh, he was employed as a project manager by his master. In 1832, for example, King led a construction crew in building Moore's Bridge, one of the first bridge crossing the lower Chattanooga River in northwest Georgia. Later in that decade, Goodwin and King constructed some of the largest bridges in Georgia, Alabama, and northeastern Mississippi. By 1840, King designed and supervised construction of major bridges at Wetumpka, Alabama, and Columbus, Mississippi without Goodwin's supervision. So basically, by this time, he was running the job sites himself without any supervision. Goodwin had so much faith in Horace King's ability that he issued 5-year warranties on his bridges because of his confidence in King's high quality of work. This is something I touch upon in my book title, The Black Carpenter's Guide, which is always strive to put out one of the highest quality products that you can. In 1839, Horace King married Frances Thomas, a free African American woman. The couple had 4 boys and 1 girl. The King children eventually joined their father on various construction projects, which I'm a firm believer in is passing your trade down to your children, so they always have something to fall back upon. In addition to building bridges, King constructed homes, so he was a home builder, and government buildings for Goodwin's construction company. In 1841, King supervised the construction of the Russell County Courthouse in Alabama. Despite the success of the company in attracting work, Goodwin, his master, fell into debt. King was eventually emancipated by Goodwin on February 3rd, 1846, to avoid his seizure by creditors. King continued to work for Goodwin's construction company, and when his former owner died in 1859, King assumed control of Goodwin's business. During the Civil War, King continued to work on construction projects, usually for the Confederacy, including a building for the Confederate Navy near Columbus, Georgia. Confederate officials also forced King to block several waterways to prevent Union access to strategic points in Georgia and Alabama. Horace King's first wife, Frances Thomas King, died in 1864, and he married Sarah Jane Jones McManus after the end of the Civil War. King's construction businesses prospered after the war. He worked to reconstruct businesses, textile mills, cotton warehouses, and public buildings destroyed during the conflict. So here's a man that was prospering even after all the turmoil caused by the Civil War, and his construction business continued to prosper because one, his skill set, two, his willingness to work hard, and three, his experience. So there's no excuses why we can't succeed and prosper today. Looking back on men like Horace King and what he was able to accomplish more than a century ago. Uh, so after passing down the family business to his sons, John Thomas King, Horace King was elected as a Republican to the Alabama House of Representatives, serving from 1870 to 1874. Horace King died on May 28th, 1885 in Langridge, Georgia. So yeah, Horace King is definitely a role model, someone we need to look upon, draw strength upon, and see what's possible. So as you move forward in your goals to become a contractor or a builder in the year 2021, and you get discouraged, think back to men like Horace King and what he was able to accomplish, coming up from slavery to bridge architect and builder, home builder, designer of government buildings. Uh, so there's nothing that can hold us, nothing can hold us back but ourselves. So face this new year with that mindset and don't let anything discourage you. So once again, this is Desmond, the author of the Black Carpenter's Guide, as I continue to bring you relevant information to the Black community to help you prosper in the new year that's coming. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you thrive in the new year. Thank you.